All right, you guys, thanks for tuning in. I got something coming up, and I'm not sure if I want to share it on YouTube or not. I got almost 21,000 followers on YouTube, subscribers, and I'm gonna have a little event at my house, and I don't know if I want that many people here. And I'm not saying that 21,000 would show up, but I'm afraid to put out my coordinates and where I live and all of that. But being a wolf trapper and whatnot. So I'm going to be having a wolf trapping rendezvous with wolf trappers at my house. And like I say, I'm afraid to put it out, animal activists and whatnot. And so I don't want to go ahead and expose exactly where I live. Anyways, and you're interested in coming, go ahead and send me an email if you're Idaho, Montana resident or something like that. So anyways, that's about all I'm going to say about that. And that just, I'm afraid to go ahead and advertise to such a big audience. Not knowing everybody on YouTube, most people have handles. They don't use their regular name. I don't know who is who. So that's another reason. So anyways, let's get to the topic. Let me back up. So yeah, if you are a Montana resident, a wolf trapper, or a trapper that wants to go ahead and come to it, go ahead and email me. Okay, all right, now to the topic. I've been seeing some crazy things happen on the wolf trap line the past couple years, and a lot of it has to do with urine posts. And I've always been a firm believer, and I preached it, that I think I would say something like 90% of the wolves can't pass up a good urine post. Well, now that I'm really watching this, I'm having about 90% of my wolves passing up a good urine post. And I think I know why it's happening. So last fall, let me give you some examples. This was I guess 2 seasons ago. Deep Valley, snowmobile track going down it. I would be tied up against the barbed wire fence, and it'd be about maybe 10 feet wide, and it goes straight up a bank. So real tight, about maybe the width of a truck, a pickup truck. Wolf was coming down. I had a urine post set up above. Wolf is walking right down the center of my track on my snowmobile, and he gets about 30 yards away from it, and he goes over to the ski track, and then tied up against the barbed wire fence, which is kind of weird, and he walked right by the urine post set, and then he, about 30 yards beyond it, he jumped back onto the ski track, and he kept going. Had another one last year. These are just ones that I just remember, one last year, inside corner, had a urine post set. Snow was about, I don't know, that deep or so. And that wolf took the inside track on that, and just literally walked right by it. I mean, he was within 6 inches of it, and he never stopped one bit. So I'm seeing more and more stuff like that, and I think I know why. I think right now that I know why. So wolves, they just like any other dog, they gather information by sight and smell, and of also hearing. But I think we don't give them my fox going crazy. I don't think we give them the credit that is due on as far as sight goes, and I think how they process their thought with their smell is a little bit more intense than what we think. Now, some guys are going to say, "Oh, geez, you're just overthinking this," and and whatnot, and you're giving them supernatural powers and all of that. No, I'm really not. I've seen some things where the wolves have done stuff where there's no other way for them to know or there's no reason for what they're doing. I mean, so they're doing some wild stuff. I mean, they're doing some stuff that just blows my mind. So anyways, looking back to last fall, I really paid attention to my dogs on my coyote trap line and preseason stuff. And like Timber, he just ran by it right over here. He real territorial, little blue heeler, but he's not fixed or nothing like that. I'm leaving the nuts on him for the reason of coyote and wolf trapping, but it's very territorial. So ran across a lot of urine posts last fall, and prior to wolf trapping season, and I really paid attention to how they reacted and what they did at the urine post. A couple of them, they just ran up to him and just pissed on him, but the majority of them, most of them, they were smelling the tracks, they were smelling the ground, they were smelling literally blades of grass going up and down before they peed on them. So what they're doing is they're basically gathering information as far as what animal has the urine post there, and then they would go ahead and then they'd mark the urine post, and then they'd do kickbacks. They would roll. Sometimes they would roll and do kickbacks before they did the urine post. So there was a lot of activity going on before they really went and pissed on it. So prior to urinating on the urine post, they spent a lot of time around there, really gathering information, urinating on it, and then gathering more information before they walked off and when they were satisfied. Okay. So that's just my dogs. Now I have a feeling those wolves that passed up my urine posts that, I just told you a couple stories on, and I know there's probably 50 more, but anyways, I have a feeling when they're coming in. Okay, now let me back up. So when I'm running my trap line in the wintertime on my snow machine, there's really no way for me to go ahead and bring my dogs safely on my trap line. I'm doing anywhere from, 25 to 60 miles in a day on a snow machine. And so there's no possible way for me to go ahead and bring my dog safely. They're going to freeze and whatnot. So there's no way for me to go ahead and create anything where it looks like a dog is going to urinate. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going down my ski track, my snowmobile track, and I'll stop, find the good location, and I'll go ahead and create a urine post. Dig the trap bed out, cover the trap up, whether it's off the side into the dirt or if it's a snow set, squirt some urine on it, and then I continue down the trail. I've always felt good about those. I've always felt confident that those were going to catch. Not so much anymore. I got a feeling what's happening is as these wolves are coming up to these urine posts, they're gathering information. First of all, they can smell that urine right off the bat, but they're looking for what left that urine. They're looking for tracks visually. They're looking for spots where a dog has done a kickback. They're looking for spots maybe where a dog has rolled or something like that. They're not seeing that. All they're seeing is my squirt of urine, and they're smelling my squirt of urine, nothing else. What put that urine there? So I got a feeling it's like the alien effect is what's going on. So these wolves are coming in, and there's nothing but urine there. And of course I drive by, and every once so often I'll go ahead and give it a squirt and freshen it up. And so without the other smells and the visuals like tracks and rolling spots and all that, without all that other stuff, it's raising red flags with them, and they have a tendency to go ahead and avoid the set. That's about the only thing I can come up with. So anyways, kind of like, I guess, if you walk into your house and something is moved or whatever, and you're like, how did that get there? Or, you know what I mean? And there's no other evidence of anybody, anything moving that or whatever. You got red flags going all over the place. All right. So how do I combat that? How do I go ahead and change that up on my midwinter trap line where I can't bring my dogs with me on the snowmobile? Coyote trapping, yeah, I can go ahead and recreate that. I bring my dogs with me. They pee, they roll, and I set my trap and then I move on. You know what I mean? So next, when the coyote comes walking down the trail, now I'm talking about coyotes instead of wolves, but you know, when the coyote comes walking down, he smells, you know, the remnants of my dogs and then the urine, and then, you know, it kind of calms them down a little bit. All right, so that's the benefits of bringing a dog on your coyote line. If you don't bring a dog on your coyote line, you really should. There's so many benefits to it. So how can I recreate that in the wintertime? Well, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and keep the hind feet of a coyote, probably 2 or 3, and I'll keep that in my box. And therefore, when I ain't gonna keep any wolf tracks or wolf feet because I need them on the fur. You know what I mean? They go with the pelt. But so what I'll do is I'll do kickbacks. I'll keep a hind foot of a wolf leg, and I'll do kickbacks with that. Do tracks with that. I'm going to do in the snow. If I do a lot of snow sets, I'm going to do a lot of the 2-liter Coke bottles, where you go ahead and make the track. It really looks from a distance at first, it'll look like a wolf track. Also, what I'm going to do here is this little thing right here is just a piece of my dog's bed. Okay, she has been sleeping on this bed for probably 2 years, and it just smells like ricochet. Okay, so I'll probably have 3 or 4 of these and just keep throwing them in her bed. What I may do is I may go ahead and put a rock in there and just roll a rock in there and then tie a string to it. Then I can go ahead and take this as I'm standing on my sled, and I can throw this out and literally drag it across the ground. But I do need some weight on that, and that's going to go ahead, put enough smell, I think, on the ground to go ahead and make that wolf believe that there was another dog there. That's about the only thing I can think of as far as recreating the scene of a urine post, a complete scene of a urine post. So with us just squirting urine on the ground or on a rock or on a stick or something like that, it's not a complete scene. And that's what I'm basically getting at here. It's not it's not complete, and it's causing the wolves to raise red flags. All right, so I'm not going to show a set or anything today. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Got some traps, coyote traps boiled and waxed today. I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know, there's probably 70 or 80 or something like that there. And I'm really looking forward to starting to set some coyotes here in I don't know, maybe what is the date today? So August, maybe 2 months or so, something like that, right around 2 months. So anyways, you guys have a great night, and I appreciate y'all tuning in. And yeah, if you're interested, you're from Montana, Idaho, you're interested in a wolf trapping demo day, that's about all the information I'm going to give about it because of the amount of followers I got and all that. And you understand, I explained it in the beginning. So anyways, just give me a holler, and you guys have a great night. Appreciate it. Laters.